The GOP is a little bit closer, 205 to Democrats 190. So some of the races here locally we're focusing on. The race for District 21 right now, neck and neck. It's a bird's eye view of the dust just hanging over the city. It kind of looks like fog, but it's actually dust. The dust storm caused a lot of problems in Selma too. Emergency alerts were sent out on cell phones around 2 this afternoon. This is the current map. So it goes from Bakersfield up to Hanford. Does not really go north of Hanford, but this map, if it gets approved by voters, you can see it encompasses a lot of western Fresno County, and it has a different shape to it. It's really stark side by side. Highway 41 is now closed in both directions because of the crash. That's where we find CBS 47's Jason Toktajian. He's there live. Jason, you spoke with the CHP. What can you tell us from here and kind of give us a little bit about what you're seeing over there? Sydney Charles is live now at a rally in downtown Fresno. Sydney, you've been there for several hours. I can hear some of the people there behind you. What are you seeing now? And I love how you pointed at me, so if you're single.
No, not at all.
But the question there is, what is the benefit, though, of single versus married? Did that play into this? I didn't know about that.
What if my front leg is shaking?
I thought they were kind of joking when I came into work today, because I never worked this dayside shift, and they said, you're going to be on midday to talk about Taylor Swift. I didn't question it. I said, okay. Good evening. I'm Katherine Phillips in for Katherine Hurd. Lots of clouds out there, too. Chief Meteorologist Lauren Wallace has her first look at your pinpoint weather forecast, and she's tracking these sprinkles. CBS 47's Ben Morris takes us to Sequoia and Kings Canyon National Parks to show you the impact on the public. For continuing coverage of the impact of the government shutdown, be sure to stay with Eyewitness News on air and online at yourcentralvalley.com.
Turning now to
New at 6, a story that will make you smile. A 79-year-old from Clovis has been inducted into the Clovis Hall of Fame for embodying the spirit of the city.
He is the first person I met when I moved to the Central Valley.
Really?
And yes, a great story and such a great guy. I know.
So sweet.
I feel so bad. Cousin Mel called me twice this morning. I've had such a busy day. I haven't been able to call him back yet.
Call back Cousin Mel.
I know. I think you want to know when the story is going to air. So I'm sure that he and his wife are watching right now.
They're watching every newscast, so they don't miss it.
Right.
And I'm Katherine Phillips in for Katherine Hurd. The deadlock over federal funding continues in our nation's capital. CBS 47's Juanita Adame shows us how and why the effort is underway. Now to the very latest on the Garnet fire. While the Sierra National Forest remains open during a lapse in government funding, the fire area remains closed for safety because of all the hazardous trees, loose boulders, and unstable, steep terrain. And with the potential for wet weather right now, crews are focusing their efforts to lessen the amount of potential debris flow. With a look at what we can expect on the valley floor and in the mountains, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Lauren Wallace.
Yes.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Katherine Phillips in for Brian Dorman. The Trump administration is also threatening mass firings as government offices are shuttered. Republicans want to extend funding at current levels, but Democrats are holding out for concessions on health care, including extensions of Affordable Care Act subsidies and reversals of all cuts to Medicaid. This is the first government shutdown in nearly 7 years with little sign of any breakthroughs. Despite the government shutdown, Yosemite National Park plus Sequoia and Kings Canyon National Parks remain open, but some services like visitor centers will be closed or very limited. The Yosemite Mariposa County Tourism Bureau also says they are not charging fees to enter since staff will not be in place at the gates. Yeah, this is the fair's first year to not have the famous horse racing, but organizers tell us they've replaced it with a lot of other fun events. So we're going to an expert, CBS 47's Brianna Bias. She's an expert at fun and doing the news here. She's live at the fair. Brianna, what is going on now? You've been there for about an hour or so since it's been open. Brianna, I mean, what a person to tell to be quiet other than me around the sleeping babies. I understand.
Yes,
I was excited.
Cute.
Brianna, thank you. And today is October 1st, which is the start of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I know we cut into the middle of the police chief giving updates, but we're in communication with Rhett. We asked him about what injuries made him come to the hospital in the first place. He is saying that he was tased 4 times. That was the first altercation that we heard about at that Northwest Policing District, bringing them to the hospital. We have been listening into the meeting between Russian President Vladimir Putin and, of course, President Donald Trump. We've been learning a little bit about what was going on before the meeting. We know that they met for at least 3 hours. At one point, they were supposed to get lunch with some other officials and then go to the press conference. We're not sure what happened there. But just to wrap up the press conference from what we heard for so far, they're calling it a productive meeting. President Trump saying that they agreed on most points. Much water being poured into this fire. There's just puddles everywhere. We were backing into this police tape earlier to let a police officer go by, and it was wet because because of just how much water they are working with. Come over, I want to show you what's going on over here. Look around, we still have people working on the electrical box. They're removing glass. If we pan over here, you can see a little bit inside. If you walk with me, they've actually just added more police tape over here. This is the mobile command center for Fresno Police. We don't see it over here that often. I've been a reporter here in this area for a few years now, and it's really only brought out if something big is going on. And Fresno Police are tonight telling us that this is an event that they wanted to take seriously. Brian, we're over by the Shell gas station, that one that's that last stop before you get to Millerton Lake. And look behind me, the scene is still pretty active. In just a moment, you're going to see a CAL FIRE truck move in behind me. They go up this hill over there. There's one area that they've really worked on containing overnight. We'll talk about that coming up at 5 o'clock. But for now, you can see it's still a very active scene as this fire is still growing as per the last update. You see we do have more crews here like this one behind me going up with more guys up there to help fight the fire. Once they're done filling them up, they take them over here to this truck. You can see right now they're taking it away to the other side of the river. This road on Elwood is now open. People have been moving through. This is a change in just the past hour or so. But if you look over here, this is the house that those fire crews did have to rescue the people from. If you get off the Jensen exit from the 41, there's a neighborhood right over here. That is where we are. And there's two things I want to show you real quick. So if we pan over here, this house, we've been seeing a lot of detectives move through. You can kind of see them behind that truck. They've been over here. Some officers, you see one right there in the tie. I don't know what they're doing over there, but they're investigating that area. One other spot I want to show you just how wide the scene is. We have 1, 2, 3 different sets of police tape blocking off a few different streets. There are 67 veterans traveling with the honor flight, and 5 of them are women. They age and range from 67 to 95 years old and cover years of service from 1951 to 1997. All of them here are traveling with a guardian on a very special chartered plane that's even decorated for the occasion. As people in Oakhurst prep for yet another round of low elevation snow, electricity and heat are still out across town.
I've been here probably since Thursday when it started snowing. It just turned off and hasn't been on since.
Jesse Martinez is one of the many without power in the foothills. He spent the afternoon charging his phone at the Oakhurst Community Center, where the Red Cross has set up shop with food and charging stations. Volunteers say they hope to stay open.
All of our volunteers are from the mountains, and so they're also impacted by the storms. So as long as we have volunteers to come in, we will be here.
PG&E crews still playing catch up from last week's snowfall. Between Mariposa and Oakhurst, officials say nearly 10,000 customers still didn't have power at some point on Monday. They say a downed wire shut off power on Road 222 leading to Bass Lake, and a broken power pole is why the lights are out on Ponderosa Basin. They say they don't know when power will be back on. For drivers, conditions on the roads can still be dangerous, and chains are still crucial. Putting on chains at this low of an elevation is new for many.
I practiced it once at home, and then I just did it right now. I was on my way to work.
Also putting on chains today, Katherine Phillips. She's been busy delivering food orders for those in Oakhurst, hunkering down at home without electricity.
Most of them, they have no power, and the power's probably been out since Friday. So they aren't getting power, and that's where I've been doing is just dashing up to them, and they've been very thankful for that.
We will keep you updated on the latest when it comes to Red Cross shelters open in this area on our website, yourcentralvalley.com. Reporting in Oakhurst, Katherine Phillips, CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
I will not remain silent on this issue. These are the kinds of antics that keep our children failing because they distract and interfere with the real work of the school district.
Fresno Unified trustee Susan Wittrup says she's not happy with how the board and how the district is handling the fallout of former chief communications officer Nikki Henry and her settlement agreement. Documents obtained from the district show Henry is taking home $162,000 for a settlement payment after she resigned following a scandal that revealed she was using AI to create a document with fabricated quotes. The Fresno Teachers Association says it painted them in a bad light. Wittrup says last week she got an email saying the board's not going to vote on this issue because the board already gave unanimous authority to the Chief of Human Resources to negotiate the deal. She says that happened during a closed session meeting on June 18th. Wittrup says she expected they'd be briefed and updated on the negotiations, but she says that never happened, and now the settlement is final without a vote.
That makes me feel like there's something shady going on. That is not our practice.
Wittrup says this could be a violation of California's Brown Act, which requires certain public oversight of legislative bodies, and thinks at best it's sloppy governance. And the whole situation could be made better with a vote on the matter during the upcoming August 13th meeting.
The hardworking taxpayers have a right to know how their money's being spent.
She's now wondering if this is an attempt to cover something up and keep an outgoing executive quiet. Fresno Teachers Association President Manuel Bonilla says this amount of money Henry is getting is ridiculous.
For that amount of money, you could get 2 teachers in the classroom impacting the lives of many of our students. Instead, somebody that did something wrong, admittedly, is going to get rewarded $162,000.
We did reach out to the district. They did refer us to an email sent from the district's human resources to employees clarifying what happened. They say there's due process they have to follow, and sometimes it can be costly and function like a court case. So listen to this. They say in part, to avoid the significant cost of those procedures and the uncertain outcomes of those hearings, sometimes public employees and with the board authorities enter into resignation agreements with employees. So if you'd like to read the full email that was sent from HR, and we also have a look at the settlement document laying out the facts and the terms between Henry's resignation and the district, we have all that and more linked on our website, yourcentralvalley.com. For 6-year-old Elijah, getting a haircut can be hard.
They always hurt him. They don't have the patience with him. Like, there was another barbershop, remember? They saw him walk in because they remembered him. Neither of them wanted to deal with him. Like, no, we don't want to.
Because he moved too much.
It sucks, you know? So, and then the other place we're going, they kept on leaving him red marks because of the amount of moving he does.
But Monday afternoon at the always faded barbershop in Fresno was a completely different story.
He'll be crying, he'll be impatient, but out of all the barbershops we've had, this is the first one where he's literally falling asleep.
His parents, Edward and Vanessa Palacio, say it's a first, seeing their son with autism be able to relax and get comfortable getting a haircut.
We were so blown away how relaxed he is.
Owner Elias Gonzalez says despite only opening his business 2 months ago, he knew he wanted to find a way to give back to the community. His fiance suggested doing something for Autism Awareness Month, and the idea was born.
Like, all right, let's do certain days out of the week where we just offer free haircuts for the individuals. Just, all right, let's do it.
Gonzalez says he wanted to spread awareness of the obstacles kids on the autism spectrum may face, and in practice change the environment of his barbershop to make kids coming in feel more at ease.
Either it's a touch sensory stuff where it's the music or it's, you know, big crowds. So, you know, as soon as it hits 3 o'clock, you know, I make sure to turn off the music and then just keep it quiet, mellow environment.
He says they even spent time training staff on the best ways to make kids with autism feel more secure and to focus on being patient. And for families like the Palicios, it's working.
Thank you.
And the cherry on top is that it's free.
He's looking fresh already. Yep, he's having a nice fresh cut. Yep, feeling good, looking good.
Reporting in Fresno, Katherine Phillips.
Bye.
CBS 47.
Thank you.
Eyewitness News.